you got to feel for Taylor Jenkins because I guess there's a new trend in the NBA where winning gets you fired, right? Having success in the league gets you fired or traded, right? You know, you see the Warriors, right, with the Klay Thompson and the Jordan Poole situation. Granted, those were not just based off of success or not, right? But, they won with those guys, and instead of figuring it out, traded them. We have the Dallas Mavericks, right? Luka Doncic, NBA Finals, traded. Now you have Taylor Jenkins, who's honestly done a great job with the Memphis Grizzlies the last 2 years. Has now been traded, has now been fired. And in watching their games, right, I will say I agree with Ja that he does need the basketball more. He makes, in my opinion, very good decisions on the basketball court and is a dynamic scorer, but like I just said, also I think a very good decision maker. And so I agree with that, right? I agree that he needs to have the basketball in his hands more. He's also only played 44 games this season. 44 games out of their 74 games is how many games he's played this season. And so, with that in mind, as the head coach of a team, it's hard to have a Ja Morant offense if Ja Morant is in and out of the games. I think Taylor Jenkins is going to get a lot of phone calls because he's managed to get a lot out of very little, right? He is getting a lot of all of these others, as they would say on the basketball court, that aren't the superstar of the team, the stars of the team. And I think that goes a really long way. Now, how is this going to look for Memphis moving forward? Because I think the number one thing with the Memphis Grizzlies is Ja Morant's health. Before you get to the coaching, the offense, the this, that, and the third, he needs to be healthy. That's number one. This guy hasn't played over 70 games in a season. Not one time in his NBA career. 67, 63, 57, 61, 9, and 44. We need to figure out how to get this guy to 70 plus games in a year, because when he plays, they are very good and they are very dangerous. He was an MVP candidate for a reason a couple years ago. He was unreal. And now you're pointing blame at the coaches when I think that shouldn't even be the top problem right now. Now, I did see something in the Lakers game, right, which was their first game without their head coach. And I hate this line of thinking. In the fourth quarter, Josh started the fourth, right? It was a close game. It was right there. It was right there. Let me see. I'm trying to get the time. But in the fourth quarter, the game was right there. Josh started the fourth. I want to get exactly where he had. Let me see. 8:30. He's still there. Nope. So let's call it let's call it the 7:30 mark, the 8-minute mark, right? So he plays the first 4 minutes of the fourth quarter. Take him out at the 8-minute mark. Comes back at the 4-minute mark. What the fuck are you supposed to do with that? I hate I hate that way of thinking when coaches think it's a great idea to take your best player out in the middle of the fourth quarter. If you're going to sit them in the fourth, sit them in the beginning. I will never for the life of me understand why coaches think it's a great idea to sit your star player down in the middle of a fourth quarter and then expect them to come up with something in the last 4 minutes of the game. When he came in, let's see. He's coming in the game, right? 4-0. He's about to come in the game. He's walking out to the side, 4:08. It's a 5-point game already. With not only is it a 5-point game, but LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves have been on the floor trying to catch rhythm and find their timings and all that good stuff. While you have to rev it up from zero against the best players in the world, the other stars on the team. That's just dumb. If you're going to sit your stars, sit them at the beginning. If you're gonna play them from the start of the fourth, you might as well play them the whole fourth quarter. They can figure out how to find rest during that quarter. You can use a timeout. You can put them on the weakest offensive player. There are so many things that you could do if you want to play it that way, but to take them out of important minutes